Hello everyone, welcome to Yadnya Investment Academy. Today we are going to do a mutual fund review. Let me first explain the methodology of the review. We will list and review the fund on various parameters and rate each parameter by green, yellow or red star. Green star means good performance, yellow star means average performance and red means below average performance. In the end, based on the total number of green, yellow and red star respectively, you can take a call to buy this fund or not. Please remember, all the fund parameters we are going to discuss here are based on 5th April 2017 data as reference, and we only do review of regular and growth plans of mutual funds. In this video, we are going to review fund name HDFC Top 200, which is a large cap fund launched in 1996. Before going into review, let's understand about fund's objectives. The fund invests primarily in equity stocks and is ideal fund for long-term capital appreciation. It picks stocks among the largest 200 companies in India. And now let's start the detailed review on each parameter. First, the fund belongs to HDFC Mutual Fund family, which is currently India's second biggest fund house in terms of asset under management out of more than 45 fund houses, and was established in year 2000. So for being a very large and experienced fund house, we give a green star here. Top 200 fund was launched in September 1996, which at that time was part of Zurich India Mutual Fund and was merged with HDFC in 2003. This means it is active for more than 20 years now. So for being an old and very experienced fund, we give it a green star here too. Fund is categorized in large cap category as it invests majorly in large cap stocks. There is no fixed definition of large cap, but mostly they are considered as companies which are part of top 80% of market cap of the listed companies in India. Moving to next, this fund has a large AUM of 13640 crores and ranks second biggest actively managed large cap fund among a population of more than 40. So this high AUM speaks volume about fund's consistent performance and investors' trust in funds management, hence deserves a green star here too. Now let's talk about the moolah, that is the returns. We will first talk about the trailing returns from 5th April date and then talk about the calendar returns. In trailing returns, we can see the fund has consistently beaten its benchmark index, that is BSE 200, as well as large cap category average across 1 year, 3 year, 5 and 10 years. Trailing return performance clearly shows exceptional fund performance, and especially 10-year trailing return is outstanding and is actually among top 5 in the category. Now looking at calendarized returns of last 10 years from 2007 to 2016, which means returns from 1st Jan to 31st December of a calendar year, we see that there have been 2 instances when fund was beaten by both benchmark and category average, that is in 2013 and 15. Out of them, 2015 was definitely a bad year for the fund. And of course, there are some very great performances as well, like in 2009, 10, 14 and 2016, where they have beaten both benchmark and category average returns by good margin. Even in bad markets of 2008 and 2011, fund could manage the fall somewhat better than the benchmark and category average. In 2012, it has given near category average returns. Now looking at this, overall fund's calendar year performance is good, as they have beaten both benchmark and category average 6 times out of 10. So overall they had some very good years and basically just one bad year, that is 2015. So due to this relatively consistent performance on both trailing and calendar year returns, we give this fund 2 green stars on this parameter. Next important parameter is fund manager. The fund is blessed to have a star fund manager like Prashant Jain since 2002. He is BTech from IIT Kanpur and MBA from IIM Bangalore plus a CFA. He was working for Zurich Mutual Fund since early 1990s and went into HDFC after they acquired Zurich's India's business. Prashant is also CIO, that is Chief Investment Officer of HDFC Mutual Fund, and is one of the most celebrated fund manager in the industry. Prashant also manages HDFC Prudence since inception, that is 1994, and HDFC Equity Fund since 2003. Both are very popular balanced fund and multi-cap equity fund respectively, with more than 17,000 crore asset under management each. Both these funds are very consistent performers and have given overall very good returns. Recently there have been few question marks on Prashant's magic touch, as his funds performance have not been exceptional like earlier years. Some blame it on huge asset under management he manages, which is nearly 48,000 crore cumulative. But we trust Prashant's methods and his research and wouldn't change our opinion on 1 or 2 average performance years. Name Prashant Jain should be enough to give this parameter a green star. Next parameter is top stock holdings of the fund and understanding the fund's diversification. As on 5th April, fund has 65 stocks in portfolio, with top 5 contributing close to 30%. Current cash allocation is less than 5% and rest all is in equity. Fund has very good diversification in portfolio and weightage of top 5 companies is little higher than our benchmark of 25%, and hence we give this parameter a yellow star. Next parameter is sector diversification. Top 3 sectors contribute to close to 54% and fund is definitely little overweight on financial sector, and therefore we give this parameter a yellow star too. Next are expenses. Expense ratio of the fund is 2.03%, which is better than the average expense ratio of this category, that is around 2.35%. Exit load of the fund is 1% if investment is redeemed in first 365 days of investment, which is similar to what most large caps do. So overall, due to good expense ratio, we give this parameter a green star. Now those who like numbers, let's discuss few important ratios too. Standard deviation is a measure of volatility and risk and is higher than the benchmark and category, which means it takes higher risk than both. Beta 2 is a measure of risk and is also higher than the category. Alpha, which measures the risk adjusted returns, so 4.2 alpha here means it can perform 4.2% better than the benchmark. So on expected lines, by taking higher risk, it has better alpha, that is return potential better than the category. So this means this fund is high risk and high return profile fund. Last is PE ratio of the portfolio, which is 18.9, much lower than the benchmark's PE of 25.1. So the fund is clearly a high risk and high return category fund with good PE, and therefore we give it a yellow star. Few other important information to note about the fund is that it is a large cap focused fund and hence has 92% investment in large caps. And this table here shows how rupees 10,000 SIP would have performed in various time frames and prove the very good performance and great returns this fund has given continuously. So if we calculate, we got total 7 green stars and 3 yellow stars. With higher risk this fund is taking compared to peers may be of some concern for large cap buyers. To summarize, HDFC Top 200 Fund is a very popular and old large cap fund. It is a relatively higher risk fund compared to peers. The fund has given more than 20% per annum returns since launch and is managed by celebrity fund manager Prashant Jain. Fund has been a consistent performer with only 2015 as a bad performance year in last 10 years, which speaks volume about Prashant's skills and consistency. Prashant funds are always in so much scrutiny that even a single bad or average year raises questions over his losing magical touch or not able to manage a huge AUM, etc. But Prashant brushes all these criticism with just one thing, and that is performance. He is known for his in-depth research and do combined top-down and bottom-up analysis before selecting a stock. It is noteworthy that Prashant invests all of his own investments in his own funds, which proves his faith in his skills, which he has demonstrated multiple times by navigating the fund across market conditions and delivering great long-term results. So that is all on this fund review. If you have any question, please do write in the comment section below. Have a great time ahead.